What's up, everyone? It is Jason Jani. Welcome back to the channel. Whether you're watching this on the DJN YouTube channel or my personal YouTube channel, we are all grateful that you're here and checking out this content. In today's video, I want to share with you 5 fresh tips of things that you can do to help create an incredible planning experience for people that you could be working for in the future, in turn making your weddings better, making your events better, and just making you better all the way around. Now, planning, especially in the wedding entertainment universe, is one of the most important parts of being a DJ, spending the time and investing the time getting to know the people that you're working for and working with them to curate an incredible experience is really what it's all about. And everyone does planning differently. These tips are not in any particular order, and they can be applied to weddings everywhere, no matter who you are, where you are, and the level of production entertainment you bring to the table for the people that are trusting you with the wedding reception experience that you will be DJing. First and foremost, I want to start off talking about pronunciations. It is super important that when you are spending time in the planning process that you clearly understand who you are working for and how to properly say their names. Work on phonetic spelling. Practice it if you need to, but having the pronunciations down pat is something that will look good on you when you're hosting or DJing at someone's wedding. There's nothing more upsetting than someone saying something like Jason Jani or Jason Jani when the proper pronunciation of my last name is Jani. And if you are part of someone's incredible celebration, arguably the most expensive event they're ever going to have for themselves in their lives, you better get their name right. It doesn't end there. Make sure that you have yourself covered from A to Z and make sure that you understand anyone that you are going to be acknowledging or announcing into the room. Make sure you take the time and understand how to properly say their names because it'll look good on you. So it's not just about the couple that you're working with. Understand their tribe and all the people that represent team bride, team groom, or team whatever. Make sure that you have a good understanding of how to properly say their names. Pronunciations is something that people expect you to know, especially when you get into the higher levels of offering entertainment for wedding couples. My tip: understand pronunciations, make sure that you understand how to properly say it, and take your time breaking out the words, the syllables even, if there are any names that are even remotely challenging to say. Number 2, avoid all descriptives. Especially if you're like an older DJ, make sure that you are not saying things like sweetie or honey if you're interacting with a bride, especially on a microphone. Make sure that you leave that kind of conversation or candor out of the things that you are saying. It is okay to call someone bride, but it really connects when you say their name. So the more you can personalize the name, the more authentic and organic it will feel. One thing: avoid the descriptives, especially if you're older. If you're older, it may make you almost sound or feel even older than you are. So please cut it out. It's amazing that I've seen many DJs still to this day use these kind of descriptives when communicating, interacting with, or talking on a microphone, and it almost is cringeworthy. So if you find yourself using descriptives when you're interacting with any couple or any person at a celebration, cut it out. Number 3, understanding the family dynamic. Now, this is something that is super important, and it really has to take place in the planning stages, especially if you're meeting with your couples a number of times before you get to the celebration, their wedding celebration. Understanding who the parents are, understanding what they even do for a living, understanding if they're married or separated or something else, and understanding the framework at a very high level is very, very important. If parents are separated or divorced or whatever, make sure you find out if they are conversational, if they are cool, if they can be around one another, or is the tension just super unpleasant and they don't have a healthy relationship. These are things that will help you, especially if you are forced to put people into kind of like intimate situations. Understanding this family dynamic will give you some kind of things to think about, maybe in the way that you introduce things or the way that you maybe play things, or maybe during the celebration in and of itself. One thing that I always try to do is, whether parents are together or not, is I try to understand the wedding song. So I have a song that I can play during the overall celebration and either incorporate into the mix if they are married, or a song that I will clearly avoid should they not be married for whatever reason. Understanding the family dynamic is an important part of kind of the chemistry of the room. And you as a DJ have the ability of influencing this celebration in a lot of different ways. The more that you understand, the more that you can kind of incorporate into the mix or leave out of the mix, the better it will look on you, especially when the celebration is over. The next tip is about Instagram and social media. If you're working with a couple that uses the platform Instagram, try to link up with them way before the celebration date. So follow them on Instagram and ask that they follow you back. I don't want you to do this in a creepy or stalker kind of way. I think silently observing someone's content, looking at the stories and the content that they post on their profile, will give you the opportunity to just get to know them a little bit more. Silently observing the content, watching what they do, supporting anything that you can is a great way to get to know someone if they use the platform. If you want to take this kind of piece of advice to the next level, when you're in the final stages of planning, ask for some of their VIP wedding party Instagram handles as well. That is a great way for you to obtain information and contacts to this couple in the event that you share content that you create after the celebration, whether it be photos, vlog information, or whatever. You have people that you can post or tag to help you build your business. It all starts with planning, getting to know your couples, and engaging with them on social media. Social media is kind of like the wild, wild west, but if you know how to do this and you do it properly, it can help you from a planning perspective in a tremendous way. The last piece of advice I would give you is that if you're using a wedding form or a wedding planning kind of system, and you should be, make sure that you revisit this system every year and make sure that it's appropriate for the times. If you are using designations or pronouns that are slated male or female, it may be a great time for you to consider making them gender neutral so that you are not isolating or making anyone feel uncomfortable. Using the word couple as opposed to bride or groom is a great thing to consider. Same with the wedding party as opposed to bridal party. A lot of couples have a lot of different people that they're connected to, and everyone has their own thing going on, whatever. If you are understanding and compassionate and you're able to show this in your planning details, couples have maids of honor and men of honor and matrons of honor and best men and best woman and best whatever. Take the he and she kind of pronouns out of the mix and make sure that your planning documentation supports all communities and is gender neutral. And while I'm on this topic, make sure that your website reflects the same. It pains me to see people talk on social media about bridal shows when technically they should be referred to as wedding shows, so they are inclusive of all communities. This is one thing that I've seen many, many people do that essentially offended couples, causing them to move a different direction when selecting the people to be part of the entertainment for their celebration. At SCE, we support a lot of couples in a lot of different places, and we support wedding equality. I think that this is one thing that I see a lot of people still missing the mark on, and it's allowed us at SCE to earn business and to attract couples that maybe felt almost isolated or neglected when they were doing their homework, selecting the vendors to be part of their celebration. Making things inclusive for all is really the message here. And whether it be your planning forms, your website, or your marketing collateral, it's super important from a planning perspective to consider all couples. My name is Jason Jani, and I hope you gained something from these 5 fresh tips that I've shared with you regarding wedding planning. I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to comment on any one of the things that I've mentioned to you, feel free to drop down below and leave a comment at any time, and I'll do my best to respond to you. And of course, support the page that you're viewing this video on, And while you're at it, smash the thumbs up. A lot of things to do. But my name is Jason Jani. Thanks for checking out this video. Be on the lookout for more content dripping right here really, really soon. Take care.